All right, and we live. And we are live. So I am about to go live on here. If you really want to, hold on, let me go live on my TikTok. Let me go live on my Instagram. Bow, wow, wow. All right, we live. If you really want to see everything that everybody else is seeing, you're gonna want to go ahead and get into YouTube. But the thing about TikTok especially, I can't show my screen on there. Can't show my screen on there, but we are live. We're gonna talk about these Nice Kick Awards. Okay, I've been wanting to talk about it, and I was fiddling around with my camera and my new webcam and stuff, and it kind of just slipped past me. By the time I got everything settled the way I wanted it, I was over it, so I just went to bed. But before I take me a little cat nap today, we definitely gonna go ahead and get into it. I had it planned for Sunday, and that's what we're gonna keep it to. So basically, oh, I forgot. I gotta put it like that. If you want to see the live, like the pictures and everything that I'm showing, everything that I'm talking about, you're gonna want to go to my YouTube. My YouTube is the same thing as my Twitter, my Instagram, my TikTok, all that good stuff. But everything is broadcasted on my YouTube right now. So we are going to get in here. I need to open my chat up in here. I need my chat box. Can I get my chat? Please and thank you. Oh, that's not good. And we already here now. That's not good. Already streaming, but I can't find my chat box. And I can see that I got people in. What's up, Coffee? I can see that I got people in, but I have no idea what my chat box is. But I honestly just went ahead and did it because I don't got time to be fiddling with the technology the whole time. That's what I did last time, and that's why I ain't make my video, because I was too busy fiddling with the technology. And by the time I got everything the way that I wanted it, I was over the whole situation. If you do want to see everything broadcasted and join the chat, see what I see what I'm projecting on the screen, to see what I'm talking about, because I'm about to talk about Nice Kicks, go ahead and get to my YouTube. It's the same thing. It's still D Footwork on YouTube as well. I am upset because I cannot see my chat box. And that's not good. Select stream. Yeah, we live. But it's not showing the chats. And I don't really know how to change that from here. I wear 9.5. What size should I get? The Nike Mod size. We are not here to talk about Nike Mod slides, dear. I'm so sorry. So right now we are live only to talk about the Nice Kicks Sneaker of the Year awards. This ain't no regular live. I just went live because I already know y'all gonna swear y'all ain't got YouTube, or I don't got this, or I don't got that. So let's go ahead. Let's get started. I got the Nice Kicks awards already on the screen. Ew. I got the Nice Kicks award already on the screen. So basically, this is the third year that Nice Kicks has had these awards. And it's not just a Sneaker of the Year award for them. For them, it is more than that. They have Collection of the Year, Storytime of the Year, or Storyline of the Year, Collaborator of the Year, Best type of Silhouette of the Year, all that good stuff, right? So we're going to get into that, Coffee. I already see where you headed. So right here, there are the categories. You have Best Model. So Best Model of the Year, Best New Model, Best Women's Model, Best Basketball, Best Collaborator, Best Licensing Collaboration, Best Endorsement Collaboration, Best Collaboration period, Best Storytelling, Best Collection, Best Independent Brand, Best Commercial of the Year, Best Women's Release, and then Best Release period of the year. All right. If you want to see the actual category, see the pictures of the shoes that I'm talking about, again, go ahead and get into my YouTube live. Otherwise, that's really where I'm going to be headed. That's really where I'm going to be hitting the hammer at. Okay. So we start with model, and then we work our way all the way up to the release. And I do want to show y'all like on their Instagram as well, because there were some chats about how they decided certain shoes. They selected a committee of 100 people for the shoes. For the decisions. They selected a committee of 100 people. I know one of them actually like went to college with them, and then I'm mutuals with another one. Now the rest of them I can't even tell you that I know or don't know, but people are mad, and the whole reason that we're up here is because people had a lot to say about it. Like they feel like it was just a repeat of what Complex did already. It was like, y'all complained about Complex, and then y'all gave us the same type of list that Complex gave us, right? So I'm going to first go to the comments that were left, because it was some subliminals left after this. So one of them says, Unheard Of brand says, so basically losing to every category on every platform, Unheard Of has officially become the brick of the year 2025. Love you all. Then J Tips tweeted, Nicekicks gave y'all the opportunity of a lifetime, and y'all circled the same answer down the whole test. So, hey, buttons was pressed. And I haven't actually got like deep into the list to see, if they're valid in the way that they're feeling. Let's see. Let's see if I end up feeling the same way once we go over this list is my big thing. So first we start with the best sneaker model, right? So best sneaker model was the Jordan 4, I'm going to assume, yeah. Best sneaker model was the Air Jordan 4. It says the Air Jordan 4 showed how powerful nostalgia can be when executed with precision. With a steady stream of OG returns and cultural resonant collaborations, the silhouette became Jordan Brand's most dominant retro, repeatedly topping wish lists and selling out on release. And if you think about how many 4s released in 2025, I mean, I can understand, but I can understand how people might feel like that's a cop-out as well. By honoring its original blueprint while remaining endlessly adaptable, and the Air Jordan 4 proved its legacy isn't just history, it's a living force that continues to shape the sneaker culture, okay? So the nominees for here were the Air Jordan 5, the Air Max 95. And I'm not going to hold you. I think that the Air Max 95 should have won for last year. Do y'all know how many Air Max 95s came out? And I'm not just saying because they released a bunch of them, that's what should have won. But there was some nice Air Jordan 95s. There was some nice Nike Air Max 95s. Secondly, the Triumph 4s. That was J Tips collab. Well, he had one of them that was a J Tips collab. The Vans old school, they tried it. I was never feeling it. And that was it. The winner of that was actually the Jordan 4s. Now, I don't think that the Jordan 5 should have made it because we had grapes. There's only a specific type of Jordan 5 that y'all like. Y'all don't like the OG Jordan 5s for the most part. Y'all the fire reds, y'all paid dust. The grapes, y'all paid dust. Y'all didn't really care for those. If it's a white Jordan 5, y'all don't even care that it's a Jordan 5. But you can't say the same thing for the Jordan 4s. Y'all like any type of Jordan 4. We're going to talk about flight clubs later. But I think that the Air Max 95s honestly should have took it. We had the originals. You had the greens. You had the orange ones. You had the pink ones that came out. What's really tipping it over for me was the Yu-Gi-Oh collab. The Yu-Gi-Oh collab did like big. I feel like the Yu-Gi-Oh collab was really, really, really good. Good enough to where that should at least been in the running to me. And then there was another one. I think there was an SB one as well. There was I'm trying to think about that man's name. There was a whole shock drop for the SB Air Max. They really was making noise. If anything, that should have been second. And I'm going to see if I go on their Instagram and they actually have because they have an agree, disagree for each type of one. So I'm trying to see if they might have uploaded that one, because they did have where people actually spoke about why and why not. But if I'm not mistaken, they didn't do an agree or disagree for this one. That was just best model of the year. So they gave it to the Air Jordan 4. I really kind of feel like that the Air Max 95s got snubbed a little bit. Just a teeny weeny bit. Nah, I'm not seeing it on here, and Nicekicks post a little too much for me because I can't even get to what I need to get to when I'm going to need to get to it. So we're going to leave that one at that. I feel like the Air Max 95 should have took best model of the year. So next category is best new model of the year. Okay, so you had the nominees was the Converse, Shades Converse. You had the Ja 3s. You had Nike GT Future. You had Nike Pegasus Premium. You had Adidas Addy Zero. I'm not opposed to this one. If I had to do a second, it would be the Jaws. But I'm not opposed to this one at all. I do think that these Pharrell jellyfish are going to be a huge thing. I do think that the jellyfish should have took this one for sure, kind of easily. If we are talking about second place, I say Jot Threes, but that one's, I mean, I don't really have no debate there. The next one is best women's model. First, I want to see, did they talk about this? Because I'm missing all the videos now where they actually discussed this and talked about what should have been where. There's a couple of agree, disagree videos or against, and then here we go. Okay, so there's a defend or destroy here. Do they have more defend, destroys? I just wish Nicekicks would post it like all in one to where we could have seen everything. I wish they would have posted. And then, like, it's not in the order. It's not in order. Yeah, nah, it's not in a good enough order to where I can actually pull that up. But yeah, that's what we had. Best women's model. So the nominees were the Nike Air Max Muse, the Nike Sabrina 3s, Reebok's Angel Reese, Adidas Taekwondo, child. Ooh, we gonna get there. Taekwondo, Me Ballet. I'm gonna assume that's what that's called. The Puma Speed Cat Ballet, and then of course the A'ja Wilsons. A'ja Wilson won this round, and I really think she should have, because baby, the way they was lining up for them A'ja Wilsons, the pink ones that dropped this year, they was lined up like crazy for those this year. So I mean, I can understand that for sure. I can definitely understand that. Y'all, I really want my chat in here. I gotta find a way to get my chat in here, and we gonna figure it out. Hold up. We gotta figure it out. Levi's too. Well, Levi isn't necessarily a model. And see, I think we'll see them later on in the collaboration part, but Levi's isn't necessarily a model. How do I do this, docs? Chat. Boom. All right. Cool. I finally got my YouTube chat. That was actually way easier than what I thought. All right. So sorry. Y'all had to go. Got my live chat in YouTube as well, so I can see your live chats there. If y'all want to go ahead and navigate over to YouTube, because that's where I am, you can go ahead and do that. Now, the A'ja Wilsons, I think should have took the crown on these. I definitely feel like A'ja Wilsons beat everything out, and of course, second I think will be the Angel Reese Me Bounce that she dropped. But nobody, we haven't had a specific shoe. She was the first black woman to have a specific shoe for Nike since Shell Swoops. And you can feel that impact. You can feel that effect. Like her signature shoe, the way they were lined up for, like people genuinely wanted it. Men and women were lined up at Dick's Sporting Goods, was lined up at Foot Lockers trying to get her shoes. So I don't have no debate on that at all. I definitely think that rightfully so, it should have went there. That was best women's model. Now, best basketball sneaker. This is where it gets juicy, and this is where stuff start not making sense. Okay, and even some of the committee was saying they don't understand who did it. Like they don't understand how basketball shoe of the year got like this. So basically, sneaker of the year, basketball shoe of the year. Here's the nominees. All right, you got the Jot 3s, you got the A'ja Wilson's A1s, you have the AE2s. You have the Hardens, and then you have the Me Bound Angel Reese. Y'all tell me who y'all think was supposed to win this. And then you have Shades, right? Chat check. All right. What's up, Rizzo? But yeah, tell me who y'all think was supposed to win this. Honestly, tell me who you think was supposed to win this, because it definitely wasn't Shay. It definitely wasn't Shay. If anything, I could see a competition between Jazz and AEs. But giving it to Shay is actually diabolical. Somebody in the chat said AEs. At least for this year, I feel like it should have been AEs, especially with the commercials and with the drop. Like, I feel like it should have been the AEs. Giving it to Shay for the one shoe that he sold out. That's my thing. I feel like they dropped the shades in a way to where the first one would sell out and hype would be there, and then the rest was going to be a general release. And I definitely think it worked as far as promotion, as far as putting him on the map, all that good stuff. But absolutely not. Shay beat out AE and Ja is just disrespectful at that point. Somebody lying. And we're going to go to the Instagram and see if they got we're going to go to the Instagram and see if they have any destroy or defend for this. Because I ain't seen it. And I need Nicekicks to release all their videos on how they did this. When did they even announce their awards? Dropping the all-white colorway. Yeah, we don't care about that. Destroy, defend. Come on now. It's kind of aggravating. I wish it was more organized. Or I wish they had like a slideshow with all of them instead of just randomly. Like, when are they going to actually release the stuff for Destroy, Defend? We show the committee. We show some of the shoes. Let's go to just basketball so y'all can see all of the ones like listed. Because some of y'all don't even know like what they all look like to the side. So we got Reebok's Angel Reese. We got the AE2s. We got the A1 Age Wilsons. We got the Harden Volume 9s, the Ja 3s, the Converse. Winners will be revealed on January 15th. Somebody lying. And if you look at the comments, it says Ja, not even close, although I held the Angel Reese in person. Reebok, Angel Reese. Love the way Harden's look. Harden, Ja's, no Jordan 40. No Jordan 40. Come on now. Ja's, Angel Reese, Angel Wilson, Ja's. Nobody in the comments is even saying the shades. So I'm confused as to where we got shades from. I'm not going to hold you. Shay's taking the crown here was the first sign. And a lot of people, like even the dude, I just left some shoes from one of the people that was on the committee. With Young, that was on the committee, he was like, I don't even know what happened on the basketball shoes. I don't know what happened. Yeah, we gonna keep going. So then we have another category for collaborator. And this is where it keeps getting more interesting, right? So, boom, we got J-Tips. It says J-Tips' partnership with Saucony reached a new level, cementing him as one of the sneaker culture's most influential creatives. Across multiple releases, his bold color stories and deeply personal themes turned each drop into a cultural moment. From the lifestyle statements to the runway level runners, Tip helped define Saucony's place in the modern sneaker landscape, showing how authenticity and storytelling can transform a brand into a movement, right? Keep in mind what they said. Showing how authenticity and storytelling can transform a brand into a movement. Pharrell. In 2025, Pharrell reaffirmed why he remains one of the sneaker culture's most influential collaborators, because he really did come back. Like, Pharrell ain't been peeped on the scene since his NMD days, okay? So, it says through his work with Adidas under the Virginia platform, Pharrell pushed footwear beyond product and into expression, challenging scales, form, and intent. His fearless approach, reimagining both heritage and performance, proved that collaboration, when driven by vision, can still reshape the conversation and move the industry forward, right? Pharrell, okay, but you won't take it. Bad Bunny, let's be so for real. 5 years into his partnership with Adidas, Bad Bunny showed in 2025 how deeply authentic collaboration can shape the sneaker culture. Across multiple releases, he used footwear as a canvas to honor his Puerto Rican roots while exploring new design territory. From personal storytelling to fearless experimentation, Bad Bunny proved that the true collaboration isn't about trends. It's about identity, intention, and cultural there go that word again. And cultural resonance at the global scale. Ronnie Faye. Okay, I guess he an A6 person. Joe Fresh Goods. I'm gonna just go to Joe Fresh Goods. Joe Fresh Goods partnership with New Balance stood as one of the sneaker culture's most impactful collaborations in 2025 across 5-year run marked by trust, creative freedom, and cultural intention. Joe redefined what collaboration can look like. His work consistently extends beyond the product into the community, storytelling, and representation, proving that a brand fully empowers a creative voice. When a brand fully empowers a creative voice, the result can reshape both culture and industry standards. Okay, because who was rocking New Balance before? A lot of his Joe Fresh Good collabs, right? So, the winner of this was Nigel Sylvester. Yeah, people's already upset. It says Nigel Sylvester's Air Jordan 4 Brick by Brick emerged as one of 2025's most impactful collaborations in a crowded year of partnerships. Rooted in his New York BMX journey, the project fused authentic storytelling with bold execution, from its city-inspired concept to a rollout that felt unmistakably his. Massive demand, industry acclaim, and cultural resonance. I think it's resonance, y'all. Followed by Jordan Brand feel dangerous again through vision, credibility, and purpose. All right, that's what they say for him. Now let's go look at the comments of at least what the people were saying. Okay, and this one is what? This one is best collaborator of the year. So let's go here. Boom. Comments. It says, I think it's crazy that y'all say Brick by Brick's a sneaker of the year and not choose Nigel. Crazy if y'all say Brick by Brick's a sneaker of the year and not choose Nigel. Somebody said Joe Fresh Goods. Joe Fresh Goods. Give it to Nigel. He deserves it, no doubt. Plus, he made the Jordan 4 RMs popular. Because let's be for real, who was wearing Jordan 4 RMs? All right. Love my Saucony and Jay collab sneakers, Tobes, joints with the Reebok Sapphire. He should be on this list too. No love for Bam Bam. Yeah. Bam Bam, I feel like they gave it to him last year because that's when he was really prominent. He had buku releases, but I think he only had one release this year. I could be wrong. You correct me in the comments. All right. It's tough. He's saying he's going between J Tips and Nigel. Somebody said Chase Beats, bro. He had one shoe. Let's be so for real. Pharrell with the jellyfish. Collaboration with Bad Bunny really sucks. He didn't get a model right. Dang. Ronnie Fake, collab after collab, every time, doesn't miss. All right, boom. So they ended up giving it to Nigel. And I'm not gonna hold you. I feel like J Tips should have got it. Because J Tips went to Complex Con, which Nigel did too, and he pulled up loud, he pulled up deep, but J Tips was actually there. J Tips was there in the booth, selling his shoes, doing all that. I didn't know who J Tips was or what he looked like until this year because he had such a presence. Now, Nigel, I could say the same thing for Nigel because I really wasn't paying attention to Nigel. Last year, I know that his RMs was doing pretty well. It's the first time that I heard about him, but he really popped on the scene. And Nigel came to my city and signed my Brick by Bricks. So I could be biased here, but I definitely think it's between J Tips and Nigel. And I can see how Nigel might possibly win because I could say he was very present and he was very prominent, but Nigel went to 3 cities this year. I think 3 cities this year, and he did a whole special rollout, coming through with the bricks. He had the pizza shop shut down. He really did a lot around the city. He stayed on a flight trying to go promote. So I can see how they gave it to Nigel. It's unfortunate that all the awards kind of was going to him, but let's think about it, y'all. I'm sorry. Only because he is the reigning MVP. You must be talking about AE, or you might be talking about Nigel. But yeah, I can understand. I can really understand. So let's see. Y'all go ahead because my phone about to die. Y'all go ahead and join my my YouTube chat. I highly advise you join the YouTube live because I'm about to get off of Instagram and TikTok because it's not really what I wanted today. If you really want to see and you want to see the shoes and you want to see everything that I'm doing, you're going to go ahead and go to YouTube, all right? Otherwise, you can just catch the playback. Boom. All right. So we are at Nicekicks unveils nominees for Best Collaborator. So let's go back. We are off Best Collaborator. Let's see what the next category is. Best Licensing Collaboration. Okay, this one I agree with. Off rip. So, Levi. Ooh, okay. Let's go to one where I can show you all of them. Best licensing collab. All right, so we got the Kith A6 Marvel. Ooh, dang. Okay, wait. This one was harder than I thought. So you got the Kith A6 Marvel and Capcom. You have the Levi Nike Air Max 95. You have the Yu-Gi-Oh! Nike Air Max 95. You have the Reebok PlayStation. And you have the Stranger Things Nike Converse. Ooh, okay. This one was stacked. Let's see what they saying in the comments. One of them says Yu-Gi-Oh! One of them says Levi's. He want to give it to Levi's, but Yu-Gi-Oh's were a real crazy collab. Joey's, Reebok, PlayStation, Yu-Gi-Oh's, Stranger Things, Marvel, PlayStation, not to mention X-Men Kith. Like, X-Men Kith, I don't know why that wasn't mentioned. Because I think we would have actually had a battle here. Well, we would have had, no, because we still got the Reebok. I really don't think that Reebok PlayStation belong in here. You can replace you can replace PlayStation Reebok with X-Men Kith, if I'm not mistaken. I just personally feel like with the A6, I feel like that should be there. Did that happen this year or did that happen? Did that happen in 2025 or did that happen in 2024 is the real question. So yeah, y'all, they seen all of this and they gave it to the Yu-Gi-Oh! Nike Air Max 95. Let's see why. It says Nike turned anime lore into reality in 2025 with the Air Max 95 Yu-Gi-Oh! Bringing Joey Wheeler's fictional sneakers to life nearly 3 decades after they appeared in the manga. Meticulous detail, fan-first storytelling, and authentic co-creation by Konami elevated the release beyond merchandise. By honoring long-standing fandom and cultural memory, the collaboration became one of the year's most emotional, resonant sneaker moments. All right? I agree. I actually was able to get majority of these in hand. I had all of the Nike Air Max 95. So this isn't coming from somebody who didn't touch the Nike Air Max 95s, and even the blue pair. Yeah, Rizzo, this one was a tough one. Even the blue pair, I was able to touch, right? I'm not gonna hold you. Yu-Gi-Oh's win. Yu-Gi-Oh's gonna win every time. Oh, I forgot the Texans game on. Ooh. I forgot that the Texans game is on. Ooh. So sorry. That's probably where everybody is right now. My bad. But yeah, Levi's Air Max 95s. Between that and between these, I'm sorry, the Yu-Gi-Oh's gonna take it. Yu-Gi-Oh should have took it. Some of the comments were saying Yu-Gi-Oh's, but like the box of the Yu-Gi-Oh's. If you go back and look at my reviews on like TikTok or YouTube for these Yu-Gi-Oh's, I don't disagree with this one at all. It should definitely be these. Let's see what else we got. Sneaker of the Year endorsement collaboration. Now, I need to understand this category. I'm not going to hold you. I don't really understand what they mean by endorsement collaboration. Is it just collaboration? Why did they... So, endorsement collab is what they actually went to go promote, I guess? Because I don't understand the difference between collaboration versus endorsement collaboration. I guess it's when somebody's name is tied to that shoe. Because look at all the shoes. Okay. I got it. I got on my slow moment. So you got the Pharrell's Jellyfish. You got the Lil Yachty Air Force Ones. You have the West Side Gun Saucony's Triumph Force. You have the Nigel Sylvester Air Jordan 4 Brick by Bricks. You have the Bad Bunny Adidas Gazelle. And you have the Travis Fragments Air Jordan 1 Lows, right? Okay. Who would I give it to? Best endorsement collaboration. I'm not gonna hold you. He just went on a run, y'all. You gotta think about this man traveling cities. Like, he literally hopped off a plane to come to Better Generation to come and see us, bro, and signed autographs, threw off shirts off the top of a building. Like, he just did his big one. What did Lil Yachty do to roll out his shoes? Because, I like the shoe, and I would love to put him in the category, but what is its endorsement? A sport. It's not necessarily a sport. It's basically when you had, like, a head honcho that was promoting the shoe. Like, he was supposed to be the top of the shoe. Like Travis Scott's is the Travis Scott Amaze. the Nigel Brick by Bricks are Nigel stuff. Like, you have to have somebody that is like promoting the shoe, that is endorsing it, like Lil Yachty's, Pharrell's, all of that stuff. So it made sense when I actually looked at the categories, right? So so yeah, I just don't remember what Yachty did to get his shoes out there. Like, he wasn't going from city to city doing nothing. If anything, I'm saying it's between Pharrell's and Nigel's. But Pharrell had one pop-up where he actually came out to like the release. Nigel did like 3 or 4 of them throughout the year, y'all. Like, he did buku commercials. He went to different cities. I think the shutting down the pizza joint was a different shoe. I'm not gonna hold you, but like, bruh, for me, Nigel, he wins again. I'm sorry, he wins again. Nobody was promoting these shoes the way that Nigel was promoting the Brick by Bricks. And if we're talking about endorsement collab, and then they didn't even say like how they promoted them. They're kind of just talking about the shoe. If it's sneaker of the year, of course it's gonna be everything else on the list. The fragments, there was no promotion. There was just backdooring. So please, they were never going to be on the list. So I don't know. Like, to me so far, I'm understanding how some of these people won. Now, I'm not going to hold you. Basketball won. Don't get it. Collaboration of the year. Now, I don't agree with this one. We're going to get into it though. Best collaboration of the year. You have the nominees: Unheard Of brand, Pig Runner. Joe Fresh Goods, New Balance 992s, Age Well, J Tips, Saucony, Jazz 9s, I Love You But I'm Busy, Undefeated 4s, Infinite Archive, Air Jordan 17s, and Awake New York 5s. Let me tell you now. Oh, because this one was tough. And so even some people that was in the committee was saying this is tough. Unheard Of brand gonna come in and talk about some there was no competition. Unheard Of brand, hey, whoever in charge of social media, they don't care. And I love it. I love it. Say what you need to say. All that being politically correct. And say what you want to say. Say what you want to say. All right. But yeah. This was hard. Unheard Of brand was really nice. But the Awake New Yorks, I'm never in my mind am I thinking Undefeated 4s. I'm not going to hold you. And the reason why is because the releases was too dry. There was no place where, if I'm not mistaken, there was no place where you could like line up to get the Undefeated 4s or anything like that. They just did a dry raffle. In the same boat with Travis Scott. Y'all just did a dry raffle and you gave people wins. And that was kind of the rollout. That was it. And I'm not impressed by that. But I think that the tough tie, vote Nigel, agree, promoting was there. I think that the tough decision will probably be between Unheard Of brand and Awake New York 5s. I would probably give it to Unheard Of brand because of their rollout of the shoes, the Piggy Runners, the storyline behind that as well. Awake New York had a good rollout too, though. And they had 2 shoes too. And they had a collection that dropped with their shoes, y'all. So I would understand if Awake New York's took this one. I would really understand, because my gripe here is that not a lot of people outside of the sneaker community that are not deep sneakerheads know what Unheard Of brand's shoe was this year. If you ask them the name of that shoe, they're not going to be able to tell you. Unfortunately, they're not going to be able to say what shoe you're talking about. So, I mean, I would give it to Awake New York's, but it would not be a shocker, and it wouldn't be a snub if Unheard Of brand was to have won it. But the people who won was actually not. Let's see what it says on Unheard Of brand. Pork chop mascot. Okay, yeah. So the people that won was the Undefeated 4s. And I'm not gonna hold you, I don't get it, because I feel like that their drop was kind of dry. Once the Untouchable Grail, known only through forums, raffles, legend, and the shoe finally returned to the public, making it a foundational moment in the sneaker culture, accessible to the new generation more than a retro. Okay, am I tripping? No, Undefeated 4s did have a long pickup line, right? Am I tripping, or did they do that way too? But see, my issue with that is having a long pickup line in one city has never held weight. Like, okay. But I mean, I guess you could say the same thing for the Awake New Yorks. They did a dry raffle But see, Awake New York has scandal with it, and I think that that's what's tipping my cup over to Awake New York's, because them links and the scam that was going on and all of that, we ain't gonna just forget about that. It made that shoes hype kind of go up a little bit. That pink pair. And I think another thing that sets it off for the Awakes is the fact that there was a whole collaboration. It was a whole collection that dropped with that shoe. It wasn't just the shoe. Undefeated's had a little collection too. It's just nobody actually cared about the Undefeated collection. Didn't they line up in Cali for Undefeateds, or that if it matters, I would give the weight for the rollout? Yep, agree on that for sure. Yeah, they did line up in Cali. I'm not imagining that. I had to think a little bit harder, but yeah, I would give it to the Awakes, but I think second place should be Piggies. It shouldn't be Undefeateds, if you ask me. Me personally, I don't think so. Now, next category is what? Storytelling. Now, this is where things got sticky as well, because people were not happy about this either. So, storytelling nominees, let's go ahead and get to it on Instagram. Independent brand. We don't want that. Storytelling. All right, boom. So we got the Yu-Gi-Oh! Air Max 95s. We got the Nigel Sylvester Jordan 4 Brick by Bricks. We have the Nike SB Tourmaline. I don't even know the story behind them. I just knew that they were an ugly shoe. I think that those are what they was calling the rodeo SB Dunks. Those are just too ugly for me to care about the story. I'm not gonna hold you. Unheard of. The Grandma's Couch 2s. This was the ones that I kept associating with the Grinch, if I'm not mistaken. I'm gonna see. It's gonna let me see. The Joe Fresh Goods, the same age wells, and the Infinite Archive 17s. I'm not gonna hold you. Infinite Archive 17s, with all the shoes that they merged together on that 17. I know it probably wasn't high in the list, but should have been. I know I seen some more destroys or keeps, and that's what I'm looking for, because I really want to watch a video about what they were saying. And it's upsetting me and my homegirls that I can't find the video. We don't like that. Christmas. If they delete the videos, like, what? Come on now. Like, and I know they got more content, bro. That's the thing about it. I know they got buku content from the committee on these. I want to see what the thought process was. People want to know. Okay, let's do defend or destroy. I did find one on the Undefeated Force. Let's listen.
One if it wasn't for Yu-Gi-Oh! 95, so we'll see.
Had the Undefeated Foreign Sneaker of the Year conversations, and that's where I feel like the overrated talk really comes from, at least for me. For Sneaker of the Year conversations, personally I think it's less about history, but it's more about impact. I personally don't feel like this shoe really changed the conversation much around sneakers. It just reminded people of one that's already existed for 20 plus years. But one of the biggest issues that I saw with the shoe was the quality. The materials were okay, but the shoe just didn't feel elevated compared to a normal general release shoe of a Jordan 4. I get the historical significance of the shoe, but personally it feels just like another retro.
Undefeated 4s are not overrated. In fact, I barely feel like they're rated fairly enough. Everybody finally got to get a pair of shoes that they've been wanting for years and years and years that don't cost a car. Given the historical context of the shoe, they're already amazing. I think the one thing that people try to ding the shoe on is defects, which, if we're being honest, exists on all of these shoes because they're all just made in the same factories, right? I think it's the only thing that took over the timeline for months and months, other than Awake 5s and Tom Sachs coming back, which both of those were negative. And to be honest, it's just a great shoe. I mean, I would put it at top 1 if it wasn't for Yu-Gi-Oh! 95, so we'll see.
Had the Undefeated Foreign Sneaker of the Year conversations, and that's where I feel like the overrated talk really comes from, at least for me.
Okay, So hopefully y'all heard what they said. If you in the chat, let me know if you actually heard that. But I agree with 80 Sneaks. He's a very popular creator. He teaches I think teaches like computer science, if I'm not mistaken, like the computer class for high school, but also very known for his photography skills and the way that he shoots his shoes and his sneaker fits and stuff that he wears at work. But I agree with him. I've never seen it for the undefeated fours. I really just feel like it was recycled. Like the same hype that was there then is the same hype that's there now. It's nothing to be like cuckoo over Cocoa Puffs about. I never understood. Never understood. Okay. Yeah. Really wasn't feeling it. Sorry, I had to be on my phone, but yeah. I see there was another one. So this one is it was asking the question, is the 2025 undefeated force overrated? So I know, bro, they was doing side topics. I know they got more. Bro. Where's the rest? Destroy, defend. Oh, basketball sneaker of the year. Okay, I found it. Hold on, let me turn this volume up. I want to hear this. I want to hear somebody that's for it.
Shoe has brought back something we haven't seen from a basketball shoe in years, which is being able to get worn on and off the court. Like, people are buying these for their outfits, not just to go score 5 points on 2 for 30 shooting at their local LA Fitness. Then on top of that, they single-handedly brought Converse back to relevancy. Before these, the last time anyone talked about a pair of Converse was when Larry Bird was in the league. Now all of a sudden, you have people mad because they can't get a pair of Converse. You got people camping out for a pair of Converse. When you ask some people what their sneaker of the year is, it's a pair of Converse.
I gotta disagree. I think impact, I think culture. And there was one basketball shoe last year that checked both boxes for me. I'm going with the A1. A is the first black WNBA player signed to Nike since Sheryl Swoopes to receive a signature shoe. Like, that is crazy. In addition to that, she had men and women alike lined up for her shoe last year. I haven't seen women lined up like that for anything since the Stanley Cup craze. The commercials were very rich in culture. She would dominate on and off the court. And then if she would say, clock that.
For starters, this shoe has brought back something we haven't seen from
like the dude at the top is just very hyped up. Like, I don't get it. Okay, the first shoe sold out. The other ones, wasn't nobody checking for the other ones. I did like the Christmas ones. I can't even hold you. I love the Christmas joints, but wasn't nobody really like checking for them like that. Like, it was a low-key release that happened at trying to think of the name of that store. Can't think of the name of the store, but low-key release that happened at that store. They sold out. They resold pretty good. But I mean, nobody's really pressed, and I haven't seen anybody actually put them bad boys on foot. Like, y'all love to say that. Y'all love to be like, oh, who wore them? Y'all ain't even wearing them, because y'all say the same thing about Brick by Bricks, even though I always see people wearing their Brick by Bricks, especially when there's actually somewhere to go. Are they just wearing them to the store, to Walmart? No. But people are actually wearing their Brick by Bricks. They're just saving them for a special event. Like when I went to SneakerCon, do you know how many people wore Brick by Bricks at SneakerCon? When it's a sneaker place to go, people are busting them out. But that's the type of shoe that you're not going to just bust out to go to HB. Sorry. Let's see what else. If they had any other ones. I'm starting to see them. It's just they blended in with the other ones. Defend or destroy. But yeah, saying that was sneaker. I guess we had more people that agreed with the dude at the top. That was just enamored by their release. Insane to me. But yeah, let's get into back into this storytelling, because that's what we stopped. Storytelling of the year. I didn't see a category on here for that, but I'll get to the post so we can see all of them at once. Oh yeah, we did talk about this. I can see how Nigel would. I'm not gonna hold you. If we talking storytelling, then Yu-Gi-Oh! Air Max should have probably been second. And the whole basis of the Air Jordan 17 was the storytelling, was the merging of all the old shit. It's called archives, man. Come on now. Me personally, I think Yu-Gi-Oh should have took it. I don't know enough about the Unheard Of brand, that Grandma's Couch one. I don't actually know what it was about. Let's see if they'll tell us. This is Grandma's Couch. Okay. When Unheard Of brand released the Adidas Rivalry Low Grandma's Couch 2, it was designed to spark something universal, the memory of your own grandmother. Inspired by founder Phil Lipschutz, grandmother Naomi, every detail from her handwriting to the orchid pink suede invites wearers to think about the couches, kitchens, quiet love that raised them. The Adidas Rivalry Low Grandma's Couch 2 turned grief into shared remembrance. Because my grandma's gone as well. So, hey, I can see that. I can see that. I definitely think that it should have been Yu-Gi-Oh's. It should have been it could have been these couch joints, or it could have been the Air Jordan Archives. I feel like the whole basis of the Air Jordan 17 was archives, but I don't feel like they told a big enough story as far as that. But it should have been Grandma's Couch. And from a lot of people that's in here, it's looking like we got a little bit of Grandma's Couch. Somebody talk about Infinite Archives by a mile. Mile is actually crazy. Mile is actually insane. Mile? But they gave it to the Brick by Bricks. Now, I wouldn't have gave it to the Brick by Bricks. Not gonna hold you. I wouldn't have gave it to the Brick by Bricks. I think that that's a stretch. And with all the stuff that Brick by Bricks has already gotten, why wouldn't nobody else get no shine? Like, just me personally, I just wouldn't keep voting for Brick by Bricks for every single category unless it just like was just undeniable. I had to. But no, I wouldn't get it to Brick by Bricks. I would give it to Yu-Gi-Oh's just based off the fact that I had that shoe and I actually knew the story behind it. I would give it to Yu-Gi-Oh's. You can give it to the couch joints. One or the other. But Nigel's, no. Me personally, I can understand why Unheard Of brand was a little going in a little bit because y'all dragging it now. Now, sneaker of the year, collection of the year. All right. So let's go to the Instagram layout of this. Boom. So collection of the year. Collection nominees. So we got the family pack of the Converse shades that dropped. Absolutely not. Levi Nike Air Max 95s. I'm leaning towards that way. I can tell you now. Ooh, no, I didn't see the other options. Reebok PlayStation's definitely not. Kith Asics Marvel. I feel like the X-Men collaborations was way bigger. The X-Men collaborations was bigger. And I think that's what should have made it here, but I think that was 2024, y'all. And then there are some Bad Bunnies. I didn't know nothing about. I don't really rock Adidas, not like that. Not no basic shell toe looking Adidas. Nah. Now who I think should win and who I wonder if they won, because I don't remember looking, but J-Tip should have won. That whole Flowers Grow Uptown collab. Let me show y'all. This picture is viral. Like, come on now. Flowers Grow Up Uptown turned the Pro Grid Triumph 4 into a tribute to Bronx's overlooked beauty. J-Tips dressed the runner in plant-inspired colorways, Virginia Creeper, Perlina, Sugar Maple, and the Poison Ivy, using bold mesh, glossy overlays, and floral graphics to mirror the growth in urban spaces. With Uptown branding and sunflower motifs throughout each pair, feels rooted in home, celebrating progress and celebrating progress and pride into the places that raised him. So this should have won off rip. Okay. Off rip. Let's see who actually did. Okay. I'm not tripping. So that did win, rightfully so. That's not really up for debate. To me personally, I don't think that that's up for debate. I think that should have won. I think it should have won more. Okay, I can see how they gave it to collection. No, nothing else should have really won collection, but I'm not gonna hold you. That Levi one should have definitely been. That Levi one should have been up there. The problem is we've seen the Levi stuff before. We've already seen that before. Let's get into these independents. I'm not gonna know any of these categories. I'm gonna tell you right now. I have no idea about these independents. People that release their brands independently, right? So we got, who is this? But what brand is this? This is Sia Collective. It's Delvin Carter. Built from the ground up. It's a sneaker brand, multi-million-dollar sneaker brand by rejecting industry norms and censoring community over corporations. All right, let's see what they look. Okay, so they're just showing me the people. They're not even showing me the shoes. Don't really like that. This is not about how the people look. This is about the shoes. I would love to see what the shoes look like. Is this Justin Bieber? Child, Justin Bieber got one called Skylark. You got Dan Gamick. I don't know none of these people. You got John Geiger, which I'm gonna assume one because I actually heard his name. Of this whole list, I've heard his name. Sponge. Now I heard this one too. I heard of this brand. Salahi Bimber, I was never able to pronounce that. Turned down a major Nike partnership to build Sponge, its own brand. Okay. I definitely heard of them. 741 Performance. This is Jaylen Brown's shoes. Did not know he went independent, but I do know he don't rock with Nike like that. Ever since Nike showed they true colors, he ain't rocking with it. He's standing on business. Okay, so yeah, those was it, and then John won that category. Don't really care about that category. Sneaker of the year commercial advertisement. I think they got this one right because this commercial was hard. All right, so this is the. I want you to see. Maybe they actually showed the commercials too. If they showed the commercials, we gonna put them on here. They didn't show the commercials. Okay, they did. But we just gonna look at a brief consensus of this, so we're not on here too long. But unbannable Jordan brands. That was the first one that we seen. A.J. Wilson, Nike One of a Kind. Travis Scott's Welcome to the Factory. What you call him? Can't even think of that man's name. I can't believe me. Dennis Rodman. Child, just had his shirt on the other day. Yeah, Dennis Rodman's. This is for the band ones. They blocked out everything. Yeah, we get that. A.J. Wilson's with the hopscotch and the girls on the playground. I'm not gonna hold you. This one automatically. You're gonna get Ice-T on your commercial and let them know exactly what it's hitting for. Throwing shots at everybody. Throwing shots at Shays. Throwing shots at AEs. Hey, this one off rip. We haven't seen a commercial like this in a long time, and I think, yeah, this one wasn't even close. Let's see what the comments said. A.J. Wilson, believe that. MJ, AE. Y'all just be biased in here. Like, you're just going off of the commercials alone. A's win. I don't even remember this commercial for the Brown Velvets. But why was they doing it? Brown Velvets didn't even come out. Brown Velvets didn't even come out in 2025. Am I tripping? Seriously, I don't know. But this commercial do look live. It's giving Willy Wonka's Chocolate Factory for sure. And I think that's exactly what it was supposed to give. Yeah. He's okay. He's dressed up in the same as a Oompa Loompa. Okay, I get it. I feel it. I like it. I definitely like it. But I don't remember the Brown Velvets dropping in 2025. This commercial is live. This commercial is real live. Dang. And then they got it chocolate. Hey, this one kind of I liked AEs though. AEs, just because you got Ice-T, you kind of sent yourself over. But having Dennis Rodman as well, and just like what this actually was and how they turned it into the Chocolate Factory. I love Willy Wonka. Like, dang. Okay. It should have been between these two. And I'm not going to hold you. I don't know which one I would have picked. But, of course, AEs won that category. Scroll down. Best women's release, you had the A.J. Wilson Pink Auras. You had the Metagirl Saucony's Daughter of the Moon. You had the Air Max 95 Pink Foams. You had the, I can't say that word, Swarovski Air Jordan 1s, the stealth ones, the extremely high ones, if I'm not mistaken. And then you had these, Jake Wimus, I don't know, Nike Moon shoes. Of course, A.J. Wilson's winning this category. It's not even close. I'm not even going to talk about it. It wasn't close. And, best sneaker of the year release. Well, here we are to the end. And let's get who we had on here, all right? So, best sneaker release of the year. We had Joe Fresh Goods We had undefeated 4 Air Max. Air Maxes. We had undefeated 4 Air Jordans. I don't think that undefeated 4s belongs on this list. I really don't. If you're gonna put undefeated 4s on the list, keep the piggies, keep Joe Fresh Goods, I guess. Keep Pharrell's, keep Awakes, keep Nigel's. Put Lil Yachty's. Y'all need to put some respect on Lil Yachty's shoes. Like, the undefeated 4s they wasn't no pressure at all. I just personally believe that there's a lot of things that go into making a sneaker or classifying a sneaker of the year, y'all. And a sneaker of the year is not something that literally collapses in price and is selling for retail. To me, I feel like the demand was past generated. It was generated from the past. It was generated from nostalgia, and people were blinded by nostalgia. But I think Lil Yachty should take that spot. What Air Force Ones have y'all seen $800 since Travis Scott's? Like, Lil Yachty's should have been on the list. I don't know who it should have. Well, I do know it should have replaced either Joe Fresh Goods or Undefeateds, but I'm pretty sure a lot of people would agree that it should have replaced Undefeateds before it replaced Joe Fresh Goods. And just to keep it even too, like, why you got 2 Jordan 4s is on the category? Honestly, pick one. And we've already decided that the bricks outrank the undefeated 4s. So you should have put the Air Force Ones on there. Because then at that point, you have all different models as well. No, you don't. Ooh, no, you don't. I am just now realizing, y'all, the Pharrell jellyfish and the pork chop piggies, they're the same model. And since they never really gave a model for the Pharrells, they just kind of kept saying Pharrell, Virginia jellyfish. Now I see them side by side. They're the same model. Wow. That's interesting. I don't think nobody would notice without that color. So what really makes the jellyfish that special? I thought it was a new model. I didn't think it was an old model. Crazy. But yeah. They gave it to Nigel's as far as sneaker of the year is concerned. Duh. I've told y'all that this was sneaker of the year for forever. And I don't think anybody's really upset that it was sneaker of the year. But I'm not going to hold you. Undefeated. Everybody is saying undefeated. People want undefeated to be. I just feel like people saying undefeated is pretty biased. And you might say that what you call them is biased. Okay. I guess it's going to be biased either way because it is based off of what you like. But I just feel like if you take the history away from the undefeated 4s and you just sit it side by side, somebody that doesn't know anything about either of these shoes, you sit the undefeated 4s on one side, you sit the brick by bricks on one side. The general population of people is going to pick the brick by bricks. Just saying. Besides, the undefeated 4's glue probably going to be coming off if you sit them on side of the brick by bricks because that quality wasn't all that either. But yeah, that one was an easy one. I just don't feel like undefeated 4s should have even been in the category. I never felt like they should have been at the top of that list. At Complex Con, I do give kudos to Complex Con for actually acknowledging Lil Yachty's shoes. Maybe they only did that because he was there. Possibly. But overall, if I'm thinking about the full thing of what I agree with and don't agree with, let's look. Because I'm going to just scroll. Sneaker release, sneaker of the year, I agree with. Women's release, Age Wilson, I agree with. Commercial ad, I'm okay with it being AEs because I don't feel like a lot of people seen this. The fact that I didn't even see the Willy Wonka commercial and the fact that I don't believe that came out this year, sorry. AEs are going to take that. Basketball shoe, I completely disagree with. I honestly, besides Hardens and Shades, I would have been okay if you gave it to either of the other 4. You could have gave it to Angel Wilson's. You could have gave it to Angel Reed's. You could have gave it to Angel Wilson's. You could have gave it to AEs. I feel like it should have been AEs this year. It was Jaws last year, but I feel like it should have been AEs this year. AEs, Jaws, Ages, Angels will be my order. Shades will be like fourth simply because the Hardens are actually hideous. But I don't. They completely got that wrong. That ain't nothing but hype. And that man get enough hype and enough slack on that court. So please leave it there. Best licenses collab. I think they gave it to Yu-Gi-Oh's, if I'm not mistaken. So I agree with that one. As long as that one was Yu-Gi-Oh's, I agree. Best endorsement collab. I still agree with Nigel's. And I think that y'all got that list wrong because you put Yachty here, but Yachty didn't even do nothing to release his shoes. He showed up at Complex Con and he had them like on the road and made sure them people got them. But what did he do to promote his little Yachty forces? That's why people didn't even know that the forces was dropping on the day that they dropped. So many people did not even go for that shoe and was like, dang, we missed the drop. Then the price started jumping. Price started jumping like crazy. Yeah. I don't think that this should have even been in the category for endorsement collab. It should have been for Sneaker of the Year collab. I mean, it should have been for Sneaker of the Year, period. Best collaboration. I think Awake should have took this one. And if I'm not mistaken, they gave it to Undefeated. If I'm not mistaken, they gave it to Undefeated. And that's just a Jordan overkill at that point. Yeah, they gave it to Undefeated. They gave best collaboration to Undefeated. I don't agree with that one. It should have been Awakes. To me, it should have been Awakes or it could have been Piggies. One or the other. Best collaborator. Sorry, that one kind of goes to Nigel. J-Tips is a very, very, very close second. I would give it that. I do agree with the shoe collection because it should have been J-Tips. I wouldn't have an opinion about the independent brand. Best storytelling should not have went to Nigel. Best storytelling, not having... So I guess Piggies didn't have that much of a meaning, but I think it should have went to Yu-Gi-Oh's or it should have went to the Grandma's Couch. One or the other. Best sneaker model, Jordan 4's cool, but I think I'm curious to know if the Air Max 95s was like second in line because they should have been. Best women's model, Asia, I agree with that one. Best new sneaker model, who did they get this to? Oh, they gave it to Pharrell's. I agree with that one. So overall, that's my thoughts about the Nicekicks Sneaker of the Year awards. Try again next year, y'all. Try again next year. But there are some things that I don't agree with, and I do think that they went a little overboard on the Nigels. I think as far as best endorsement and as far as best sneaker of the year, cool. But I think that they could have spread that out a little bit and gave some more people acknowledgement because I don't think all of that was necessary, you know. But let me know what y'all think in the comments down below. Let me know what y'all think for specific categories should have been where. Let me know if you think that, J-Tips and Unheard of Brand was rightful in, their digs because they feel like they wasn't acknowledged enough. And they feel like they did the same. They recycled the same answers that they had at Complex Con. So what was the point of getting a whole committee of 100 if the whole committee of 100 was going to come to the same conclusion at Complex Con? But my thing about it is that because Complex Con list was not that bad? It's just really what the people was thinking because Nicekicks didn't make the list. They got a committee of 100, y'all. 100. So how much could you really say about it? In the comments down below, let me know what you think about it. As always, like, comment, subscribe, and share. Shout out to Complex Sneakers because they reposted my video of getting these Dornbecker 17s. And posted me on their page. I got a bunch of people messaging me. You famous now? You famous now? Girl, I'm not famous since I get a brand deal. All right. But we getting there, y'all. We up 2026. Got a whole bunch of new goals for 2026. Thank y'all for rocking with me in the chat. I know y'all not used to me going live on YouTube. We'll get there to where we have more people in the chat. But what I'm probably gonna do is stop going live on all three platforms because that's just a lot. If I just tell them where we at, they can come join or they could not. But as always, like, comment, subscribe, and share out this live. I might be back to y'all. I'm not gonna lie. Nah, it's gonna be a while before y'all see me again. But I will be uploading my shorts. Make sure you follow me on all platforms. D4Work out.